2023, let's talk about it. First off, I want to say Happy New Year. It's January 9th, so forgive me. I'm a little late, but you know what they say, better late than never. Also, hopefully you guys had an awesome holiday season. You got to spend time with family and friends, and hopefully you were good and you got everything you wanted from the old Santa Claus. Before we jump into this year's goals, I kind of want to talk about last year. It was a good first year for me to get my feet wet in the Vet Pro class, and really that's all it was. I set a goal to try and finish top 5 in points at the end of the year, but with my inconsistency and a few rounds of bad luck, that didn't go as planned. But for this year, we're going to set a couple goals and we're going to try really hard to stick to them. First goal, stay consistent. If you watch any of my videos, you know consistency is not my strong suit. Number 2, post more videos. I love making videos, but I don't do it as much as I should. Number 3, don't be such a mental case. But enough of me babbling. You guys are my accountability. So if you notice that I'm slacking and I'm not posting every week, hit me up on Instagram. Tell me I'm slacking. Comment on all the YouTube videos. Let me know. All right, let's go.
It's Tuesday night practice, yow!
Just wrapping up with a warm-up. Tonight we're gonna be doing track work, mainly because I haven't ridden since Grands, so need to work on my skills, get a little more comfortable on the bike. We're gonna be doing second straights tonight because I need some more confidence. This tabletop out of the first turn is like a wall and I can never really push through it. I just launch up in the air like X Games mode. And then if you remember last year at the race here, step up going into the second turn, didn't go too hot, buzzed my tire, went over the bar. So I've been jumping that thing every single time since then, so I need to work on that tap into the second turn. Alright, small improvements tonight. Like I'm talking micro improvements, like little itty bitty improvement. That's alright because it's the first night back and at least we had some improvement. We're not going backwards. First thing, I'm going out the straightaway 100% and I'm getting over that tabletop just a little bit better. Not a ton, enough to go off of. And I got the pedal before the step up into the turn, so it made that tap a little easier to do. It wasn't so slow and drug out. I kept bonking it. Those are my improvements. It's good to be back on the bike. See you tomorrow. Solid Wednesday gym work, not lifting a ton of weight, a lot of high rep, a lot of set, mainly working on the muscle endurance and agility. No super strength this week. The past 3 weeks we're building up the engine. Now we're going to start working on endurance as we lead into the season opener for me in Oldsmar. I always want to do these talking to the camera in the gym, but I always feel so weird talking to the camera in front of people, especially in the gym, because people are just like, you weirdo. But here I am in my truck talking to the camera because I'm a little wimp. Another beautiful night out at Rock Hill, but tonight is bounce bike night. We haven't been out here for a while and he's actually doing a lot better than he did the other time. Before he would go down the hills and drag his feet and go too slow. Wouldn't make it up the next jump, but he's actually doing pretty good. I needed to get some training in today and I didn't get to do it earlier, so it's 8 o'clock right now and it's raining, so what better time but right now to do some roller sprints. only ever done these like 4 times, and I swear I hate them because I'm so terrible at them. I feel like my legs are spinning really fast, and then I watch a video and I'm like, wow. Like when I watch other people like Cam Moore and how much control he has on the rollers and how fast his legs move, it's unreal. Like I said, I watch myself and I'm just like, ugh. I'm not sure how many I did because I lost track. I was so focused on trying not to bounce off of the rollers and crash and die out here in the garage by myself at 9 o'clock at night. You know what they say, practice makes practice. All right, see you tomorrow. Wrapping up with the last gym session of the week and maybe even the last training session at all. We're gonna be heading to the in-laws this weekend to work on their house, so I'm not sure if I'm gonna be taking my bike or not. Well, I brought my bike, but now I'm kicking myself in the ass because it's freaking freezing. 15-mile-per-hour winds, no days off, right? Whoever made that saying is a freaking idiot. Typically when we're doing sprints, we're trying to get from point A to point B as fast as possible. On the other hand, sometimes we can forget about our form. We can get from point A to point B really fast. How hard are you trying to get there? Are you trying to do a 60-foot sprint and you're swaying side to side? Sure, it might be a super fast time. What does your form look like? Same goes for top end speed. If you're someone that has a really good first straight, and you're coming out of the first turn and you're maxing out and you're super choppy and you're going all over the place, maybe that's a sign you need to work on your foot speed. Downhill sprints, fast, smooth, tight circles. And I'm guilty of this. Typically when I have a bigger start hill, I'm really good to the bottom of the hill, but once I get into my top end speed and spinning fast, tight, smooth circles, that's kind of where I fall apart. And then I kind of gain it back in the turns and through the rhythm section where I don't have to pedal. So whenever I'm doing any kind of sprint, I set one goal that I really need to focus on. So like if I'm doing uphill sprint, I'll try not to sway back and forth because you're trying so hard. Keep it nice and straight, smooth, uphill. Today, since I was doing about a 5% roll into the start, I was really trying to get my second pedal as fast as possible, 1, 2 really fast, and then get into my spin. That was my goal for today. So the next time you're out doing sprint, think of one goal that you can work on and just focus on that every single sprint you do, on top of obviously trying to get from point A to point B as fast as possible. Session ended. See you tomorrow. Oh my God, it is so cold today. It's colder today, but with less wind, but it's not as cold. No más sprintos. All done. Just kidding. I don't know any Spanish, but hey, a funny story. So I thought I've always been half Mexican because, you know, my last name Romero. I got the skin complexion of Hispanic. I tan really easy, but I took a Ancestry test a couple years ago. Turns out I have zero, nada, no Mexican in me, no Hispanic, no nothing. It's like 50% Northern European or something like that. Pretty wild, huh? And also I found out I'm like one of 12 siblings, so that's pretty crazy. All right, that's enough of my family history. That's it for training this week. Thank you guys for hanging out. It's good to be back on the tubes. Like I said, I went on a YouTube-cation for a little bit, but it's good to be back. Thank you guys for coming and hanging out with me for an entire week of training. Hopefully you guys learned something. Maybe you'll implement some of this into your training. If you've made it this far, make sure to give this video a thumbs up. I'd really appreciate it. And if you haven't already, make sure to subscribe to the channel because I'll be back next week. Next week for you guys, tomorrow for me since it's Monday through Sunday training video. You got the deal. See you next week. Love you guys. Hey, check out Angelo's Italian restaurant if you're ever in Batesburg. Tell them I sent you. They have no idea who I am, so it'd be pretty funny to confuse them. All right, bye. Whoa, 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 whoa. Before you go, never mind. You'll just have to wait till next week. Later.